Hey, welcome to my pen review. I was asked if I would review this pen. People said, Will, you really like these Conklin pens, don't you? And I said, well, yes, I do. I was giving this on loan to talk about it. Now, it's a Conklin Duragraph. Duragraph is a really nice pen. I think, when you're talking about the history of pens, especially Conklin, the modern Conklin Duragraph is not bad. It's not a bad pen, depending on what nib you have, depending on how well it's balanced and tuned and so forth. So we're going to talk for a moment about that. I have many other pens. Here's a knockoff of a Duragraph. So it's a pen that you can get from other companies in the same shape. It's that instead of a cigar shape, it's a flat top. And these are like these pens were really popular in 1920s, 1930s, and that's how they came about. So I was asked, do I want to review this one? And I said, well, what's so special about it? So I want to talk to you for a minute about it. This is the Conklin Duragraph in regular good old fashioned leather. Yes, you heard me right, it's leather. This is called the Conklin Savoy. The Savoy is a junior branch of the Savoy Cargano. The House of Savoy led the Italian unification in 1860 and ruled the Kingdom of Italy until 1946. The unification of Italy, also known as the Risorgimento, I can't pronounce that, was the 19th century political and social movement that resulted in the consolidation of different states of the Italian peninsula into one state, the Kingdom of Italy. So when you look at this, it's a royal pen, and it's designed to have that very masculine, royal Italian feel to it. What makes this so special is very simply that this pen is acrylic. It's a very brown acrylic. You can see the finial. Top finial is a brown acrylic. Really rigid clip, tough to use, I'll admit that. If you're looking for a clip that's very versatile, this is not the pen for you. It's a nice roll stopper. It does what it needs to do. The little piece of banding on here that's the same on all Conklins is the same. It has the Conklin logo. It has the stars, the moon, the crescents, and the leather banding down to your infinial and to that. Now, a lot of people have complained about this pen and saying that when you cap it and uncap it, that the stitching does not always line up. And this is true. This is very true. I'll tell you a little secret about this. This pen turns in one complete turn of the cap. So if you want it to line up, just start that right here, a little bit above this, and as it catches, it'll come the whole way around and it'll line up perfectly for you. That's a secret to this pen, if you're real finicky that way. The pen itself, I've replaced the nib for this person with a YOLO Goulet black nib. See, it matches it really nice. It came with a stub nib. This is a fine acrylic, back down to leather. And we're going to see what kind of converter this takes. As in all Duragraphs, there's really not much difference between a special edition and a normal one. This happens to be a special edition. It takes a refill. It takes a piston filler refill cartridge converter that is threaded. So if you put this on, it unscrews. Remember that. It might be important on the test. Does it cap? Why, certainly it caps. But it makes for a very long pen. The leather is strange. It's a lot like the other Duragraphs I've dealt with. Most of them are solid acrylic, like so. And you get to feel that they're slipperier. This one's not. It's leather. It's great. It also brings up a whole other set of problems that might arise. Like, it's not something you want to leave out in the weather. This is not something that you want to get wet or ruin it. It has that caveat with it. And guess that makes it classier. I don't know. It reminds me of my father in the 1940s being in the Merchant Marines, and afterwards when he went golfing in Spain and in Italy. Really classy. So let's see how it writes. Of course, I've tuned this nib. This is not the nib you will get with it, but all nibs are JWoww nibs. It writes like a JWoww nib. A secret to a pen is you should not use much pressure. It should leave a very consistent line as you write. Extremely consistent. And it does just that. Okay. A quick round fox jumps over the lazy dog. What's so special about that? It uses all the letters of the alphabet. And in a hurry, I'm sorry I didn't get the dog right. That dog couldn't run. So there you go. The Conklin Savoy, Italian royalty, if so. What do I think? What do I like about it, not like about it? I like that it's a Duragraph. You know, it's a classical pen. It's something that has been tested by the time, that it's something that's worthwhile. It's classic. It's a classic design. It's really nice. It fits well in the pocket. When you write with it, people take notice. It's not flashy, but it has a classical, gentlemanly feel to it. You know you have a pen when you're using this. It's not something small. It's very girthy. It's very wonderful, I think. What I don't like about it is the very thing that makes it special. It's leather. If you ever work with leather, if you've ever had leather, it tends to expand and contract and need to have chemicals put on it. How well will this hold up over time? Who knows? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you though. If you line this up properly, with one hand this is very difficult to do. Line this up properly. Turn it. Which I did not do, but anyhow, if you get this lined up properly right here, with these the same design, one turn, when it works, with one turn, it will go on. Anyhow, it does it. It will not cross thread. It's almost impossible to do with one hand. That's the other thing I don't like about these Duragraphs is their metal threads. So there, it lines up. The problem with metal threads is that they tend to wear out more. When you have plastic on metal like this, it doesn't last. The old Duragraphs were made a lot better than the newer ones. These special edition ones are really kind of gimmicky, let's face it. Leather will not last over time. This is not a pen that will be here in 100 years, or if it is, it's going to be in a museum piece. I'm going to gladly send this back to my friend and tell them that it's not something that I would quite honestly like for traveling. But as far as an office pen, if you're signing documents, whatever, it's not a bad pen. Just that leather. I love leather too. I love leather. Is it going to last? Same thing with a knife. You know, if you buy a knife and it's the stacked leather handle, you know, probably in about 20 years, you're going to have to redo that whole leather stacking on it. On this, because the stitching, I don't think you could do that. This is sewn very tightly by a machine, or probably hand sewn. I couldn't see a hand sewn pen at this price being in that range. The ballpark range for this, I think the guy I talked to, he said he paid about $100 for this pen. And tuning the nib form on it is going to be really great. That black nib is going to really set it off. Do I recommend it? Probably not. I'd probably go with a regular Duragraph in acrylic. There really isn't a whole lot of difference. But if you're a collector, this is a beautiful pen.